Hello, dear friends. We're glad to welcome you once again on Alatra TV Middle East. Today, we will have a really nice conversation with our special guest from Australia. We will touch the topic of the role of social media in building the creative society. We will also find out more about our guest, and together we'll talk about the foundations of building a creative society. So, to those of you who joined us recently and who have never heard about the Creative Society, I would like to give you a brief explanation, if you don't mind. Creative Society is a unique project that was launched on Allatra International Public Movement platform. And in this project, people from more than 180 countries of the world conduct numerous social surveys, conduct really interesting interviews and live conversations, just like the one that we have today. And they want to find out, how do people envisage a creative society, a society where everyone lives happily, everyone lives prosperously and feels safe, and whether they want to live in a society like that. And just before we start, I would like to address to you, our dear viewers, please feel free to leave your comments and questions in the live chat of the YouTube. And the most interesting questions will be asked by the end of our broadcast. Also, don't hesitate to share your vision of creative society and share this video with your friends and your social networks, adding two hashtags, hashtag Creative Society and hashtag Allatra Unites. So today's broadcast, I will be co-hosting with Alina. Hi, Alina. How are you doing?
Hi, everyone. Hello. Happy to see you, Kate, and happy to see you, Carlo, our special guests. But before I introduce you, I would like to say that through this project, we are also testing the theory of six handshakes. According to this social theory, all people on Earth are connected through five or fewer social connections only. So we are testing this theory, and I have to confirm that it is working. And I also have to admit that it's working even better because with contemporary social media platforms and technologies, it works through two free handshakes only. Two free social connections only. So basically, as a confirmation that this theory is working, today we have an amazing guest with us today from Australia. So please meet talented and professional copywriter and marketing consultant from Perth, Australia, Carlo Guzzi. Hello, Carlo. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, Alina, and I'm really looking forward to being on your show tonight.
Thank you so much for accepting our invitation, and we will have a great conversation today. So, just before we start, could you please tell our viewers a bit more about yourself, and please share your story? What brought you to the point where you are now?
Well, I had a small business background, 23 years running a tile importing business. So that was a family business. And then I worked for large companies, and then I just decided to take courses in copywriting and marketing, but it was a gradual thing that I got into, and eventually, yeah, I found my, I guess, purpose in life, or true passion, which is copywriting. So it's been a long, drawn out process, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoy what I'm doing now.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much. And could you please share with us and our viewers what inspires you? Like, what motivates you and what drives you in what you do?
There's different things. I guess motivation is, make a difference to the world, helping as many, entrepreneurs and small business owners. So, I mean, I was one before. So there's that sort of drive, and just, I love networking with people, which is why I thoroughly enjoy social media. So it's just world we're living in now. It's just conducive to utilize or showcasing my skills. So it's just generally to help people. I like being part of communities, which is why I enjoy sort of LinkedIn so much.
That's awesome. Also, on your website, there is a lot of information how you can help people. It's all about helping other people. And also, you say that honesty, integrity, quality, commitment, business ethics are the core values that I hold close to my chest. How important is it to live by these values and to embed them into your work and build your business based on them?
Values are important because sometimes we will, meet a client and they're not quite a good fit because they don't match our values. But it's important to do business with people that we share things in common. But at times we can compromise, so I wouldn't say no to people. But it's just important things like if a client gives a deadline, I pride myself to meet the deadline and keep up the communication. So that those things are very important, and doing what you say you're going to do. So they're two things that I feel strongly about.
Wonderful. So it's basically like taking the responsibility for what you do, for what you promise, for what you say to your clients, right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, if I can't deliver something on time, or I will sort of let them know because I know what it's like to be on the other side of the coin, which is people promising and they don't quite deliver. So it's like I try and always be the better person. So I mean, it's also my background. I've worked in family businesses, and there was a strong focus on the customer. So that's got a lot to do with it. I don't come from the corporate world, so small business world. It's like a lot of it's just about commitment, honesty, integrity. But I'm not having a go at the corporate world, but it's a struggle when you run a small business. So you tend to put more effort into things.
Yes, and also like once you embed it not only to your business but also to your life, it makes you even happier, right? Because you don't worry about things that you might promise something and you didn't fulfill your promises or things like that. You just live by those values, and it makes it even easier, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm Italian background, even though I'm an Aussie. So there's that the culture sort of like in me. I mean, my parents both drummed it into me. You've got to do the right thing by people. But that's definitely got a lot to do with it. I mean, I'm married with two daughters as well. So it's like, I believe, I've got to honor them too. And like, for example, tonight I had to pick one of my daughters up from the gym, knowing I had this interview. So I said, I'll be calm. So make sure I get here on time. So I had a commitment to my daughter and commitment to you guys to be here on time, and I pulled it off. So that's what I mean. You got to show it in all areas of your life, but sometimes things get in the way and you kind of make mistakes. I pride myself on time management. But you want to do that. In business, it's very important to do those things. But when we're stressed out, that's when we make mistakes, and we forget to communicate to staff or our clients.
Thank you very much. And I have one question that we asked this question to our guests, and we also once asked this question to ourselves. So, could you please share with us your vision of creative society, a society where you, your loved ones, your friends, and all people in the world feel happy and live safe and prosperously? Um, how do you see the world like that? What would it look like?
Well, currently, because of the recent world crisis, we've become more united, more close together. So this opens up the doors for more collaboration, because even myself, I've been on many, many Zoom calls and webinars in the last 2 months. So the way I see it is things, it's not temporary. I think it will last. and more business will be done like this. So I just see it, creative society is just about more collaboration and not seeing each other as competitors. So I don't see, my competitors as that. It's just more respect one another. But I think collaboration is what's happening, and that'll be the future. And obviously, podcasts and interviews there's so many, and that's a reflection of where we're going with how we share ideas and collaborate with one another.
Absolutely. It's a time then we all understand that collaboration and unity and compassion is so much important. And also many people nowadays came to the conclusion that competition, unhealthy competition, is not serving us, that competition should be healthy, should be honest, and should be to improve the quality of the product and to support each other as well, because finally we are all in the same boat. And the creative society is, as you said, as you mentioned, is first of all the society where people are together and help each other. And actually, talking about your specialty, so it's social media. We know that social media nowadays is one of the biggest marketing platforms and one of the most powerful tools in information exchange. From your opinion, how can it be used in order to transform and build valuable business client relationships?
The way I've seen it, like in the last year, I have been a lot more active on LinkedIn, so that's my favorite platform. But there's a lot of community based. So, for example, I have a LinkedIn group, and I'm part of other groups or other LinkedIn groups, so I see how we all link in to one another. So you can use the way social media is used is like that collaborative type thing, and just sending people, for example, thank you messages. But it's all about building rapport, because the old way of selling things, it's different now. So I think there's many more touch points to reach your ideal client, and sometimes your ideal client might not be in your community, might be in an associate's community. That's why collaboration is so important. So it's really all about connecting with people and being community oriented and helping people. And like, for example, on LinkedIn, I do a lot of networking posts, which is tagging a couple of people that if I've had a positive, say, Zoom call with them, like as a respect, I tag them the next day. So that's just one way of doing things. But obviously webinars and these type of podcasts are very useful for getting your brand out there and attracting clients. So, but it's a kind of, you need a whole ecosystem to attract clients these days.
And also, like, just like Alina said, nowadays social media is a really great and really powerful tool, right? So tools can be used in two ways, in good ways and in bad ways. So what do you think? What are the prospects of building the creative society using this powerful tool? What this the role of this tool might be in building the society where people are united, where people live by those core values that you just talked about, right? So where everyone feels safe and where everyone shares their best qualities with others.
Well, I would say, that's why I like LinkedIn, because it's very collaborative, and it's mainly business to business, where versus Facebook, which is business to consumer, and Instagram as well. So they're all three pretty good platforms, but LinkedIn's my favorite. So to answer your question about creative society, it's about, if you use the LinkedIn platform well, that's how you create a better society. But there's 650 million users, so there's going to be some people that don't know how to use it, or some people have a diverse opinion, but it's very professional. That's what I like about it. So there's not too much harassment. So I would say the best way to use it is to, just be part of groups and connecting with people. So it's a pretty basic answer, I know, but yeah, there's nothing to it. It's just all about connecting, and that's what I learned from my mentor. He's the best. He's one of the best networkers in the world. He's just unbelievable. So that's where I've learned from. So I've learned from other great people, and but the main thing is they've got a big heart, and as long as you've got a good heart and you like to help people, the results take a while. But to create a good society, you need many people working together. So it's not up to one or two leaders, I think.
Yeah, so that's our social media nowadays is a platform where we can all unite, and yeah, when we want to achieve something good and we are united by the same goal, then social media is something which can really help us spread this message very quickly, and also it's a tool of communication. So there are a lot of positive sides if we really use social media responsibly. And as you connect with so many people, can you please tell us from your experience what unites all people on Earth, despite differences in nationalities, races, different religions? What unites all of us?
Look, we're all humans at the end of the day, so it doesn't matter where we come from, what we look like, what religion we've got, but I'll go back to LinkedIn once again. That's like really it's a good place, to speak to people. So yeah, if you just think as people as on the digital platforms, just look at them as people, not as a digital object. So yeah, to break the barrier, what I do is after I connect with someone on LinkedIn, I say thank you to them, usually in a voice message. I wouldn't say every single connection, but yeah, I've sent probably 500 now. I don't know if I've sent 1,000, but yeah, the personalization nowadays is very important. And instead of sending a written message, so it kind of goes against what I do being a copywriter, but yeah, it's people love the personal touch. So that's how you connect with people of different races. Because yeah, I've sent heaps of voice messages, and it doesn't matter if the person was Russian, Indian, American, English. They all enjoy it. So humans, as long as you use the human touch, you can't go wrong.
We kind of miss it, all of us. We are looking for it all our life, right? This mutual respect and understanding.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's hard to think positive if you've had a sort of negative experience. Like if you work for a company and you were made redundant, so sometimes you find it hard to believe reaching out to people like that works. So sometimes our past experiences shape our attitude and communication. But I just found with the voice messaging, so many people are grateful, and I didn't really think I'm doing anything out of the ordinary. But yeah, just basic things sort of matter. But you've got to kind of put aside your biased sort of opinions of when you've had a bad experience, with somebody. So yeah, it's just interesting anyway. But I think people respect that when you reach out to them.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, also like people meet sometimes negative experience in their work and corporate life, and as we all spend so much time at work nowadays, how do you think? How important is it to raise the topic of emotional comfort and mental health and mutual support? In offices, at the places that we spend so much time, or how important is it to talk about it now and to start openly raising these questions and talking about problems which exist that people meet at work every day?
Yeah, I mean, I can say honestly, I did have some negative experiences when I worked for companies. So after working in a family business for nearly a quarter of a century, I thought, oh yeah, it should be easy to find a job, but I didn't understand how the workplace and how the politics works in certain companies. So, because I always look to help people, I'd like to help clients. So yeah, it was a bit of a shock to me. But anyway, I got used to it. But it's people, yeah, need to sort of help one another, and harassment in the workplace shouldn't really happen. So that's why, yeah, we need to talk about, like in podcasts like this, about, you know, anxiety or stress in the workplace. But it's all about being more mindful. So, but it boils down to the management of the company. So they've got to have, you know, encourage employees to have open communication to one another and have the systems when something has sort of gone wrong in the process. So it's just a matter of using common sense, but it just comes back to human. You know, what's the right thing to do? You know, but yeah, anxiety, yeah, is a big problem. So that's why keeping physically fit is very important, and that's why workplaces should encourage their staff to sort of go for, you know, regular walks, or, you know, have free yoga sessions or meditations. So yeah, I think it boils down to the manager. They can really help their people a lot.
It should become more human oriented, as you said, and not only profit oriented. So we are kinds of have to stop consume each other and think more human and create conditions there we all feel comfortable, because at the end of the day, health comfort, health atmosphere in their any collective helps the company to be successful as well, and for people to be happy. And happy people, they bring a lot of good to the company as well, right? And
Yeah.
as you touch the topic of your experience in the corporate world and being entrepreneurs, so you have different experiences. It's like the contemporary tendency is to cut down the working hours, and we know that there are projects in Scandinavia and in Japan, for example, in the companies, they cut down the working hours till 4-5 hours per day, 4 days per week. What would you say about it? Can it serve the mental health and like physical health of co-workers? And how can it serve the idea of making the company more profitable and more successful?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a great question, Alina. So I know a famous American business author, Tim Ferriss. He's written a couple of books about that. I think it's called The 4-Hour Week, or he's written two. I haven't actually read them, but I've heard a lot about them. But yeah, the evidence is there. Flexible hours is definitely what is being touted now to help, you know, staff work at their best. So yeah, I think that would work and definitely ease or people and help them perform better. But even another author, Sean Aker, wrote a book called The Happiness Advantage, and he proved he's a Harvard professor, and he proved that people that were more happier in their respective companies, the companies were more profitable because the staff were more productive. Yeah, because he actually consulted for Fortune 500 companies. So it's actually been proven, and the companies that take on board these suggestions will do far better. So I don't think anyone should turn their back on happiness, because who wants to work in a miserable workplace?
Absolutely.
And
It's
I
all
have a
about
question.
happiness, right?
Yes, true. And I have a question to you, Carlo. What is true happiness in your opinion?
True happiness is not necessarily material things, even though those things make us feel, you know, warm and fuzzy. But true happiness is when you've had a setback and you didn't sort of have a panic attack, or like a meltdown. So yeah, when you know that it doesn't affect your self-esteem. So that's what true happiness really is, and you accept yourself when you've made a huge stuff up. And like, because we all make mistakes in marketing, especially, we will make mistakes, but it's best not to be hard on yourself. So yeah, true happiness is just be yourself. But yeah, sometimes it's easier said than done, but it's just when you're under stress and you're able to keep your sense of humor. I'd say that's true happiness.
Yes, so always find positive things to pay attention to, and not to concentrate on this negativity, on this stress that might be going on in life, right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it takes a bit of practice, so it's not something you're going to get it right the first time around. But yeah, just by reading books or listening to audio books, which I do, or attending podcast interviews. Yeah, just exposing or improving your mindset by associating with people so that are like-minded, so like ourselves. So you build it. It's like a muscle. It's like when you go to the gym the first time, the second time, your muscles feel stiff, and then eventually, after a couple of months, you feel so strong and you fit and you rebound. So yeah, it's about practice. So negative, yeah, I mean, even myself, I do practice more positive thoughts, but I still get negative thoughts from time to time. But the trick is for the positive to overcome the negative. Like, so yeah, it's just, you've just got to do the best you can, and yeah, just try and be positive. But yeah, in some situations it's difficult to be positive all the time, but yeah, no.
It's a mutual win-win. Then every person is doing everything necessary to keep positive thinking, and the society in general takes care about happiness of people living in the society. And then finally, it's really the situation there. Society cares about people, and people care about society. So it's mutual win-win for sure. Thank you so much, Carlo, for sharing.
Yeah, no problem.
And also, we have questions from our viewers. So I would like to read the most interesting ones. So there is a question from Facebook from our viewer whose name is Musa Anvari. What do you think? What type of changes social media should bring among humans, which opens way to think for a creative society?
Wow, that's a really good question. Yeah, yeah. Thing is, a moment ago I was talking about positive thoughts outweighing sort of negative thoughts. So social media's had a bad reputation in the past, in some instances. So yeah, just to try and eliminate things on our newsfeed that are negative. But I'm pretty sure Facebook's doing a good job of that now. So I think it's up to the creators of the social media platforms is to keep things, professional, positive. But yeah, that's a tough one to answer. But I'd say, yeah, just to eliminate kind of negative things we see, or eliminate the fake news. That's another sort of big issue at the moment. So yeah, just keep things real, but not fake is the best way.
Thank you very much. And probably also to spread more positivity, more positive, good news that are happening in the world, so that people could see that there is a lot of good things are going on, and there is a lot of things that you can get impressed by, and that can motivate you to do even better in what you do. And also, there is another question from Taisia. Social media is a great tool to spread the idea of creative society. In your opinion, what are other tools to share this idea to a larger audience?
Yeah, I guess, well, social media is it's more accessible, so yeah, it's a lot easier. the only thing I would say is that whenever you're having a communication or interaction with someone else outside of social media, is you keep sort of the positive vibes and thinking. So when you pick up the phone and you make, for example, sales calls, always think about what's the right way to speak to that person. Always be mindful of other people. So it's just in face-to-face and even like face-to-face networking, which I was doing a lot of before COVID-19, just make those more community-based and not so sales-orientated, because a lot of those network groups, that it's all about sort of like revenue. So it's just to treat everybody, in the face-to-face world or non-digital world, just don't treat people like dollar signs, I would say. So it's just to keep things real.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. And let's come back to the topic of creative society. So, as we all understand that this is society everyone would like to live in, so we should be united by one goal to build such a society. And in order to achieve this goal, we should see which changes we should bring to the society. And for it, we have the 8 foundations of creative society. And for our viewers who would like to know more about these 8 pillars, I recommend to read an article which was published on the website allatraunites.com, which is called The Foundations of the Creative Society and the Stages of its Construction. So, but today I would like to shortly introduce you these 8 foundations. Maybe we can read it for our viewers. Kate, would you please?
Oh, yeah, sure. So a human is the fundamental, sorry, I just missed the screen. Okay, so a human is the fundamental unit of society. Humanity is one big family. And the foundations are, the first one is human life. The second one is human freedom. The third one is human safety. The fourth one is transparency and openness of information for all. The fifth one is the creative ideology. And the sixth one is development of personality. The seventh one is justice and equality. And the eighth one is self-governing society. So, Carlo, could you please tell us what foundation would you like to talk about in more detail right now?
I think they're all pretty good, so it's hard to pinpoint one. But I think, just things like freedom or justice, those type of things are important, and just doing the right thing by one another. So general, just humanity.
And how do you see what is this justice and equality and human safety and freedom? How do you understand these pillars?
Justice is like, if someone's done something wrong, like they shouldn't be allowed to get away with it. So sometimes in the legal system, there's always loopholes, but obviously there's a lot of talk about racism, so that's another thing that's unjust. But I think justice can be many things. So in the workplace, I think it's unjust when people get bullied, because I've seen it with people that I know, relatives, the effect on them. So I think the cause of anxiety to other people, that's really injustice. Shouldn't really happen. So I'm quite passionate about that, because it did happen to me on a few occasions. So people should just be like people and not, treat other people like robots or slaves. So that's equality is obviously very important, and diversity, which is another big issue. Those things are really important, and it's good that they're getting the attention that they deserve to help people who've been on the receiving end of, this kind of bad behaviour.
Definitely. And also, like you just mentioned, the topic of being bullied by someone, and the topic of pretty much violence that we have nowadays. And could you please tell us how important is it not to be quiet, about that? How important is it to speak up once you see or experience or see that someone else is doing something bad, something like that, something violent to another person?
It's pretty important to voice your opinion, but I believe in going through the right channels and not making protests that sort of out of hand. So, but as long as you go through the right channels, that's really the best step to do that. But that's what I like about social media. You can exchange opinions, but I would say that's really the best avenue. But the reason why to bring it to attention is because too many people are suffering. So you want to just eliminate suffering, because there's too many people suffering from mental illnesses these days because of the way we live life, and life's stressful. So it's just doing a service for humanity to try and keep anxiety down in our workplace, because then it puts pressure on the health system. So it's just important that's why politicians should help us as much as we can. Help us, I mean.
Absolutely. Also, as you mentioned, that we should use the peaceful tools of negotiation and exchange our opinions, because, like what we see in the world, the practice shows that aggression and violence gives birth only to violence and aggression. That we humans, we can honestly talk and support each other and find solutions in peaceful ways. And this is already the big step to the world without violence, because then we start to solve violence problem by violent methods and tools. Well, what do we have? Never-ending conflicts. So basically, thank you so much. Thank you, Carlo, for sharing with us.
Yeah, no problem. It's my pleasure.
Yes, thank you very much, Carlo. And also, I've got another question. So, could you please tell me how important is it to share the information about the Creative Society with people? How important is it to let them know that there is a possibility of peaceful negotiation, of peaceful relationship between each other, between not just each other in your society, right, in your little group, but also between the nations, between countries, on this worldwide scale? How important is it to spread this information, to spread this knowledge?
It's vital because it's a planet with more than, not sure many billions are. So we're more interconnected now. So mainly due to social media. So it's just the right thing to do, and not just keep it, have one country as having an advantage over other ones, which that was the old mentality, which did lead to a couple of world wars. So it's important to keep the world at peace, but it's very difficult because so many religions and races and everyone's got different opinions. But it's just important. But we've got a really good chance now, mainly because of social media. I think makes the connectivity easier and it's accessible. So, but you need the right leaders in the countries. I wouldn't say every single country, but in all, as many countries as possible that lead by example to bring more peace to the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the contemporary social media, we all have a chance to, eliminate these borders between people, which are created, first of all, in our minds. This is a mindset. We are so much divided and diverse in our minds. And contemporary social media gives us a chance to get in touch, to communicate with every person so simply and exchange our ideas. And also to bring this idea and this project Creative Society to the politicians, also to the leaders of the society. Like sometimes we are not happy about what we have, but we never say exactly what we want. And this is a chance for us, like, to find out what we want as a humanity and to bring it as the project also to people who can really like implement it. Of course, if they like it, if they want to, but I'm sure they want to because they're also human beings, and it's all natural for us, for human beings, to look for happiness and to live in a happy society. So thank you so much, Carlo, for your participation in today's show. And just before we finish, I would like to ask you our most important question. So would you love to live in a creative society?
Yeah, I would. It's definitely a fascinating topic. So yeah, it's no doubt it's something I'm very interested in.
And you, Kate?
Oh, for sure. I would definitely love to live in a creative society. And, Alina, every conversation that we have with such a wonderful guest, we can see that all people in the world are eager to live in a society where they feel comfortable. And we are already like one step closer to this society because today we, talked to Carlo, and Carlo shared his vision that, made a little impact into this big vision of creative society that we are working on. So thank you very much.
Yeah, you're
Thank
welcome,
you.
Kate. Yeah.
And what
Thank you
about you,
so much.
Alina? Would you like to
Yeah,
leave?
of course, I would like to live in such a society, and I see that already by creating these shows and meeting so many people using the theory of six handshakes. We have already created the platform there we can all unite and raise different topics and listen to different opinions, so that we find out how should look this society. There everyone is happy, and for our viewers who would like to join this project and who would like to participate in this initiative on the platform of ALLATRA International Public Movement, it's actually very easy. You just go to the website allatraunite.com. You see the red button, join us, you click it, you choose a language you speak, and you answer how you would like to participate. And you leave your contacts for the participants of ALLATRA International Public Movement, and the volunteers will contact you. And also, dear friends, if you would like to participate in our daily shows, please write us to uae@allatraunite.com or to info@allatraunite.com. Please be aware that we run daily shows in different languages in different countries. So if you don't speak English but you speak Chinese or Japanese, don't hesitate, still write us, because there is ALLATRA TV in different countries, and volunteers of ALLATRA are nowadays in each country of the world. And also, if for some reasons you don't want to participate in a TV show but you would like to participate on ALLATRA Radio, still write us, because we have daily shows which are run on ALLATRA Radio. And for those who don't like to talk but who is a great writer and author, please send us your essays and your emails, how you envision creative society. Share your ideas, and that's so much important, to listen to the opinion of every person in this world, because our society consists of each member of this society, and each opinion is valid. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, guys, for staying with us, for watching today's live conversation. And don't forget to share it with your friends and people that you know using two hashtags, hashtag ALLATRA Unites and hashtag Creative Society. And leave your comments down below and share your vision of the creative society with us. And join our initiative of 6 handshakes, because come on, the more people will find out about the possibility of building the creative society, the faster and sooner we will start living in the creative society. Thank you very much, Carlo. Thank you very much, Alina, for today's conversation.
Thank you,
And
guys.
thank you to
Thanks,
our
Kate.
audience.
I also wanted to ask you, Carlo, traditionally we ask our guests who you would like to nominate as a guest of our next show. Maybe you have already a name in your head, or you can send us later.
No, you should connect with Edward Zia on LinkedIn because he's a major influencer. So yeah, he's very extroverted. So he definitely add a lot of value to your show.
Thank you so much. We will invite Edmund with great pleasure. Thank you, Carla. Great
Thank you, Alina.
reference.
Yeah, it was honoured to be on your show, and yeah, really enjoyed tonight's conversation.
Thank you so much for being with us. And dear viewers, have a lovely day and stay with us.
Yes, certainly.